Good afternoon, everyone. So it's my privilege to present my paper in the 22nd International Conference on Sustainable Development 2025 in Sri Lanka. So my title is The Role of Sustainability Marketing in Shaping Consumer Intentions to Purchase Green Products. I am Guru MC, Research Scholar, Institute of Management Studies, Davanagere University, Shivganga 3, Davanagere, Karnataka, and I am from India. So when we go for the introduction, today we are seeing that most of the consumers are buying the products, not only because it is very good and excellent, they are also buying because with the companies, they are coming with the green initiative concepts. On the basis of that, I had done my research paper. So here in the introduction, environmental marketing has proved to be one of the crucial practices in selling the products that are environmental friendly. And this gives an rise in the awareness of the green concerns by the consumers, resulting in a rise in the interest to learn how sustainability marketing can shape the behavior of the consumers. So here, when we take into the consideration here, when I started to focus to investigate the role of environmental concern, perceived green value, and sustainability advertising in influencing consumer trust and the subsequent effect on the purchase of the green products. So these are all making that the green concepts is making much more attracting the consumers to buy the products of the companies. So let us see in the future in my slides. So I directly go with my hypothesis development depending upon the what I had taken with the major concept here. The first one is with the environmental concept. The studies have repeatedly pointed out the fact that consumers have the high environmental concern will tend to trust the brands that support environmental friendly principles and the products. So when I went with analyzing the literature review of the various environmental concern factors, so I come across with various concepts given by the various authors. On the basis of that, I had drawn one hypothesis. Consequently, the first hypothesis or H1 of mine research is that environmental concern influences consumer trust positively. And the second one is with perceived green value. Yet another aspect in the literature, what I had came across is the pursuit of the value of the green products, which simply means functional and environmental advantages they provide. So this made me to bring my second hypothesis, that is H2, which is perceived green value has a positive impact on trust by the consumers. The third literature review what had came across with this green product is sustainability advertising. So it means that it has been recognized as such as an important aspect in establishing consumer confidences. So not only regarding with the product or how you are going to give the products to the end consumers, it is also how you are going to advertise your products to the end consumers. That also becomes very, very important here. That is why it made me to draw the third hypothesis, that is H3, is that sustainability advertising has positive influence on consumer trust. The fourth one is regarding with the what we are seeing with from the last three slides, the consumer trust. That is the fourth hypothesis what I had drawn. The consumer trust has been found a long time as a criterion in purchase intentions. So Morgan and Hunt are the opinion that trust plays a primary role in mediating the marketing activities and consumer behavior, particularly in sustainability marketing activities. So the H4 is the trust of the consumer has a significant impact on the consumer purchasing intentions. So whenever we are buying any particularly a product, so as a consumer, we always have a significant role that these environmental friendly or greenery products are making us to buy more and more products. So when we take into the research methodology, what I had done, this paper uses a quantitative research design. The sample size is 247 people. The main aim of the study is to analyze the effect of key indicators that relate to environmental concern, perceived green value, sustainability advertisement, and consumer trust on the consumer's purchase intention. The survey also is a combination of a series of well thought out questions that would measure each of these constructs with the use of Likert scale questions. Hence, these allow assessment of attitudes and perception of a participant to be measured within a standardized scale. It is used an online survey. So I had done with an online survey because all 247 people I cannot go and interview personally. So I went for online survey for the convenience of the respondents. And I used structural equation modeling, SEM style, to determine the patterns among the measures and to test whether or not the relations are going to increase or decrease between the conceptual framework of the hypothesis. Using SEM, the proposed study aims to determine how strong in which directions constructs would influence purchase intentions, thus offering the empirical information of the consumers who behave considering the green as well as the sustainable consumption. Next, when we go with the data analysis and discussion, so I had come with a demographic variable here. So in the 247 respondents, what I had came across with the online survey, almost all 55% respondents were female and 45% were male. Almost all the gender equality was maintained, and the age group what we are seeing is the 26 to 35 years who is having a major 40%. See, almost all here, what happens is, so when we go for a survey, there might be a difference in the opinion, might be because of the age factors. In the young age, my perception might be different. When I get to the middle age, my perception is quite different. And when I reach with the 35 plus, my concern is more with green. And also in the 25 to 35, also I also concern with the green concepts. So in the income level also, we had come across the major, we had covered all the three segments here, almost all two segments, middle level and the upper level peoples here. So below 30,000 of the monthly income, 40% people were there, respondents. 30,000 to 60,000, there were among 35, and above 60,000, there were only 25%. So I had came across with the K-Mond-Bartlett's test, where it measures of supply sampling adequacy has been put as 0.882. That is excellent. And thus the sample size used is sufficient to conduct the factor analysis. As you know that it came across with 0.82, which is very excellent to go with the factor analysis for my paper research. The chi-square of Bartlett test of sphericity possesses a value of 136, and the level of the significance, that is p-value, is 0.00. As the p-value is less than 0.05, we can reject the hypothesis that the correlation matrix is an identity matrix and establish that there are relationship amongst the variables that warrants them being analyzed by the factors. So these are some alpha and the factor loadings. So when we came across the factors of the alpha and factor loadings, so the main components what I had taken here is, the one is the environmental concern, the second one is the perceived green value, the third component is sustainability advertising, and the fourth one is consumer trust, and the fifth one is consumer purchase intentions. So what you are seeing here with these five components, this will be that And we got this harmonic alpha values where you can see that in the conclusion, in the next part, I can say that so it supports the 5 components support a range of 0.856 to 0.919 on Cronbouch alpha, which are well exceeding the accepted minimum amount of 0.7, which proves high internal consistency and reliability of the respective factors. So this is the structural model. On the basis of the models what I had given here, these are the environmental concern, which comes with Q1, Q2, and Q3 combo fin alpha values, perceived green value, sustainability advertising, which gives you to the consumer trust. All these 3 will give you the consumer trust, and this will lead to the consumer purchase intentions. So these are the path coefficients of the structural model. So here you can see that in the first one, environmental concern on the consumer trust, the beta value, that is regression weight, is 0.477 and the critical ratio is 8.746 and the p-value is 0.00. Therefore, it justifies my hypothesis 1. And the second one, the consumer, this one is regarding with perceived green value on the consumer trust. The beta value is 0.34 and the standard error is 0.046 and the critical error is 6.457 and the p-value is 0.00, where my H2 is also supported. The same thing is with my sustainable advertising, where the beta value is 0.376 and the critical ratio is 7.156 and the p-value is 0.00, which supports my H3. And the fourth one is the consumer trust on the purchase intention, where my beta value is 0.714 and the almost all the critical ratio is 11.949, which makes the H4 also to go with my hypothesis 4 is also going to be supported. So managerial implications, incorporation of the environmental concern, marketing efforts should be ensuring the brands incorporate the green environment ethics in their marketing processes. Promoting a perceived green value, it is very, very important to communicate the environmental and functional values of the green products like durability, biodegradability, or smaller carbon footprints. Dwelling on the sustainability of the advertising, it is very important that consumer may relate to storytelling that emphasizes of existence of real actions, be it we investments in renewable sources of energy or collaborations with the nature protection organization, and it can increase the trust. And consumer trust to move intentions, the research highlights the key centrality of the consumer trust that acts as an intermediary between the pursuance of the sustainability and purchase intentions. Sustainability claims can build a long-lasting loyalty with sustainable consumption behavior through consistency towards sustainability claims and preemptive consumer interactions. So when we go for the conclusion of and the future research scope, this research study reveals the key areas of importance when it comes to the consumer buying intentions towards green products, and this can be provided as a sound model in marketing sustainability, whereby there is a relationship which is evaluated between environmental concern, perceived green value, sustainability advertisements, and the trust of the consumers. What I had drawn as a hypothesis here, all are supported here for my research paper. The results would be of interest to marketers, policymakers, and firms that would like to market environmental friendly consumption. Having pinpointed the most substantial drivers influencing the intent to purchase, the study preconditions the targeted strategies that will help to cater the high degree of efficiency. Further studies can be conducted on the basis of the findings. So thank you one and all for giving me an opportunity to present our paper in the conference through recording mode. Thank you, one and all.